Let me tell you about streets anywhere we go. Dog them serious, dog them no nervous. Boy, let me tell you about man we cool like a Eskimo. No boy can go round we. Hey, I know so the things hit me G. One phone call it take to make some boy wipe up her hurt and drop down flat. From your non stop.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shireen here with another video, and this time around we're gonna get into the Aztec healing clay deep pore cleansing, world's most powerful facial. So basically today is my day 5. And get a load of my skin. You feel me? I've noticed a lot of yellowing going on around my nose, around my forehead. Although I've always been yellow, but I feel like now that it's been day 5, like honestly speaking, the yellow has brightened up. Like around my nose, around my face, this area right here, a lot of here, around the yellowing has brightened up for sure. And I've been watching this blemish spot, and I've noticed that it's been healing. The skin hasn't been scabby. It's actually very smooth, and it feels like regular skin. Like if I were to just touch it with my finger, I wouldn't know that there was a scab there. It's just that it's a blemish mark. For those of you who don't actually mess with this healing clay, I mean, it's very beneficial to me. I deal with extremely oily skin. Now let's get into oily skin. The reason why humans produce oil throughout the body is because wherever it's producing the oil, it's actually missing moisture. So my face would be so oily. Oh my god, my face would be so oily, and it's because I haven't been using the proper tools to actually put in moisture and then lock in moisture. Me just wearing foundation and not wearing primer and things of that nature, I'm drying out my skin and I'm not giving the nutrients that it needs to flourish. That's why I decided to do this mask, to see like exactly what it will do to my skin. However, I've posted online on my Instagram, on my Snapchat, on my news feeds that I'm doing this 5-day experiment, and a lot of people reached out to me and was like,
"Yup, that shit is really powerful. Like, you shouldn't use it for 5 days straight. Like, you should actually use it weekly."
But because of the amount of oil that my face would produce, I was just like, you can't tell me nothing. And I'm gonna do it. And guess what? It actually did a lot of good than bad to my skin. You got to understand, my face would be so oily. So for those of you who don't know, I do work in a hospital, and my shift has changed. I no longer work a 9 to 5. I now work 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. So my break hours is from 3 to 4. Most people who take a lunch break would actually eat on their lunch break. I'm not feeding my stomach. No, that's not what we're doing. I'm actually feeding my mind and my soul, and I would be sleeping for my hour. And so when I would wake up with makeup on, my face would be so oily. My pores would be so open. Like, it would just look crazy. I would look crazy. People would think that I just finished working out. People would think that, I don't know, like I would look so crazy. It's to a point where I would carry tissue in my scrub pocket just to damp my face, because my face would be so oily. And so that was another reason why I purchased this healing clay. Another thing too that I noticed that I had a really bad habit of, when I would get home like around 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning, I would be so tired. So I would knock out in my couch with my scrubs on, which is a big no-no. But I would be so, you don't understand. For those of you who work overnight, comment below if you understand where I'm coming from. Thank you. I would be so tired, and then not only that, I wouldn't wash my face, so I would then still have the makeup on, and then when I wake up from that nap, my face would be like drenching in oil. It would be disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. Just imagine black castor oil all over your face, and that would be how my face would look. After using this, I've noticed that my face isn't as oily. I know that my face isn't as oily, sis. Like, seriously. Last night I worked a shift, and mind you, for the 5 days that I've been using this clay, I haven't been wearing makeup. So I think that also has to do with a lot of my skin actually getting the nutrients from the clay, because I've been holding back from Fenty a little bit. Not to throw shade at Fenty, because I like Fenty, but I've been holding back, and I've been just, you know, shea buttering it up with some witch hazel. And that's all. This is what it is. This is what I've been doing for the past 5 days. And so last night is the first night of the week that I had actually went back to work. And when I went back to work, I wore makeup, and I've noticed before I went to lunch, I went to the bathroom, and this was around like 3:10 in the morning. The only spot on my face that was oily, sis, was right here. This was the only area that was oily. And you know, one thing about this mask, once it dries, it actually you see two tones of greens. You'll see a dark green, and then you'll see a light green. The dark green is actually the areas of where the mask is absorbing the oil from your pores. Like, say for instance, if you know how sometimes, like this one right here, I don't know if you can really see it, but it's flat. But before it was flat, I ain't gonna lie, I popped it. I have a problem with my hands. Sometimes my hands don't listen to me. I'd be like, don't touch my face, and it end up touching my face. And this is how I get some of these blemishes. But yeah, so this area was like a little whitehead, and before it actually, the whitehead started to show, you feel like that little bump arising. So that green spot from the clay is actually pinpointing where that arising is about to come. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So when you see the darker green, that's actually like it's stopping the process of a pimple developing. I was like, oh, that's lit. So I think because I wore the makeup last night, I think I broke out from that, because honestly, throughout this journey, I haven't had a breakout. And since I put on the makeup, I think my skin had like a little reaction. So that's what that was. I think that's what that was. And so, yeah, that's one thing I like about the clay. It actually shows you what spot is about to actually develop a pimple. And so it sucks it out before it even develops. That's what, hello, world's most powerful facial, deep pore cleansing Aztec healing clay. Let's get into it. I'm going to continue to use the clay. However, I'm not going to continue to use it as a daily regimen. I'm going to now use it as a weekly regimen. So you're going to get a second video, a second follow-up. Sorry. You're going to get a second follow-up by the end of January. So my word is my bond, and I'm going to keep my word. So by the end of January, you're going to get a follow-up of what my skin looks like. And this time I'm going to take photos, not only photos of me with the mask on. I think it's because I was just excited of like the yellowing coming along and the blemishes fading, and you know, my skin not feeling as dry. I was really excited. This time, sis, I'm going to be taking photos and bedrooms. This time I'm going to be taking photos and videos of my face throughout this journey up until the end of January. So look out for that. Thank you for watching. It's your girl Shireen here, signing out. Peace and love, and God bless. That was great. Oh no, this one is called Lover's Choice. You know what? My skin actually looks really cleared up. Like, now that I look at it, like, because of the ring light, it's actually throwing shade, because it's actually shedding light on the dark spots. But in regular lighting, I look cleared up.